So I've been thinking about this one, right? Like I made a comment on Facebook a couple days back, and some person, right? Like they mentioned they started saying they're spelt this way and not that way, and proper usage, blah 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 blah. And we all know what those people are. Those people are what I'd like to refer to, and like most people refer to, as grammar Nazis. Okay, so when you look at it, a grammar Nazi basically is the kid back in high school that used to get beat up. Like they got beat up because they like to correct people and everything else. It wasn't that they were being bullied, but they were in fact being the ones that were bullying other people. Like, what a lot of people don't realize is, with me, right? My schooling was really messed up. I went to elementary school in Ludlow. I had a learning disability. Still kind of do. It affects my spelling and stuff like that. I didn't know how to read until I was in middle school or early high school. Probably middle school, though. I had a good memory. I knew what words were because of memory. But at the same time, when someone would make fun of me, I would correct their behavior with my hands. And then they stopped making fun of me. In middle school, I ended up going to school over at the Lower Pioneer Valley Educational Collaborative in order for them to teach me how to read and write. Because every other subject I was either good at or I excelled at, except for reading and writing, such as grammar. But the thing is, they put me in a classroom with people with severe learning disabilities, and some had physical disabilities as well. So what ended up happening is, when people in the so-called regular ed would make fun of my fellow classmates, my friends, I would actually have to correct their behaviors, because realistically the schools weren't willing to do it. And correcting their behaviors meant they said something that affected someone's psychological well-being. I would do something that would affect their physical well-being. So before you know it, the more that your physical well-being is being affected by the words that are coming out of your mouth, the less often those words are coming out of your mouth. Meaning, you make fun of someone with your lips, you get a busted lip. It happens. Well, used to happen, at least with me. Well, skip nowadays. Nowadays, everyone's on the internet. So, with people on the internet, people feel that they could say whatever the hell they want to say, and nothing's going to happen to them about it. That's actually why we have so many people bullying other people on the internet. And it's sad. We have adults who are grammar Nazis who are bullying not only other adults, but they also bully children too. And they don't even have the psychological ability, the mental ability or clarity to actually understand that the words that they're saying, that they're typing, are having an effect or can have an effect on other people. Not even just the person who wrote the there, but other people who do not understand the difference between there, or do and do, or does, or any of the other words in our English language where there's several different words to say the same thing with a different meaning. So when someone else that who's horrible at spammer and grammar reads something that someone else's post about someone else's post, they're less likely to actually post themselves on a news story or even in general, because they're afraid of being made fun of. Me, personally, I really don't give a shit. If you look at my writing, I use commas non-stop. I use commas the way I speak. It's a pause. Plain and simple. I don't care. I can write like anyone else with periods and everything else, but I just choose to write with commas. When it comes to the theirs, if I take my time, I use the right one. But realistically, when I'm writing on the internet and stuff like that, I just don't care. I just type, and there you go. It flows out. But what I'm getting down to here is grammar Nazis really, you just need to stop. Just understand that it may make you feel superior to someone else, like correcting their grammar. You're not an English teacher, and even if you are an English teacher, who gives a shit? Because you're not in an English class. So if you're not in English class, and if you're not an English teacher and such teaching a class, just shut up when it comes to grammar and spelling and stuff like that. Read it. If you don't like it, just skip it. Come on. Do you really need to feel better about yourself and to make yourself and try to make yourself seem superior to other people because of grammar? Like come on. There are people who drive trucks who make 3 times more than an English teacher does. And honestly, for you, whoever you are out there correcting people's grammar, there's a good chance that the people you're correcting make more money than you, or they might even just be more successful than you, the individual who just wants to sit around and just correcting someone's grammar. And if that makes you feel superior to someone else, it's sad. Hey, make fun of me all you want for theirs, and other grammar usages, and my commas and stuff like that. But realize this, all right? I've got a bachelor's degree in psychology, a double associate's degree in criminal justice. I've been a supervisor manager at more places than I can even recall. Oh, and I have most of an art education degree. So when you look at it, like this person claimed to me, oh, you're not intelligent. No, I'm intelligent. I just suck when it comes to grammar. Big difference. Albert Einstein, and even even Thomas Edison, they both had their flaws. But at the same time, do we remember them for their flaws, or do we actually remember them for what they succeeded at? I'm not going to say I have this because I don't, but look at Asperger's syndrome. A lot of people who have Asperger's syndrome, who are on the spectrum, meaning mentally disabled, they have a disability, they have Asperger's syndrome, but when you look at them, they may not be good with social interactions, but in certain little niches, they are the smartest, most intelligent people that you will ever come across. Yet, people who don't know any better make fun of these people. Why? Because they're bad when it comes to social interactions and such? It's no. These people are brilliant in the area that they focused on. So just think about it, right? If you're a grammar Nazi and you're making fun of people or correcting their spelling and stuff like that, you actually are a bully. You may not realize it. Hopefully you don't realize it, because if you realize that and you're still doing it, that just makes you, a douche, bag. But if you look at it, it's coming out there. You're a bully. Maybe you're worse than the bully who actually went around smacking kids around for no reason. Then again, if you were correcting people's, grammar and stuff like that, or making comments about people's abilities in school and stuff, and you got smacked around a little bit, had your lunchbox stolen or something, you had that done because it was coming to you, because you're a bully. If someone was just doing that because they were bigger and they could, and you weren't making fun of them and stuff like that, then the person who was doing that is a douche, plain and simple. But just think about it, right? Before you start making fun of people and correcting people, just think to yourself, do I really have to do this? Is the person asking for my for my corrections, for my advice? Because when you ask yourself this, you're going to realize, no, they're not. They could give a shit. They don't care what you have to say. Your comment, your view, like, it has nothing. They don't care. So once again, there, and there. Have a great day. Oh, and they are.